guys, how's it going? My name is Heather Rodriguez and I like really big earrings. I'm also here to talk about fertility. Let's talk about some natural fertility. I'm an herbalist and nutritionist who specializes in helping women with their reproductive health, preparing for pregnancy, having healthier pregnancies, and overcoming fertility issues. If that is something that you are interested in, make sure to follow me wherever you are watching this live. And today I'm going to be talking about my 3 fertility tips for women 35 years and older. This is a very requested topic lately, so we'll go ahead and jump right in. The first thing is a little bit of self-care. If you have some essential oils, you're going to take them. Okay, let's get going. So my top tips for 35 plus, I actually think I'm going to have more than 3 tips today. So the first thing to start with is so many different people. Hey Mary, hey Kura, nice to see you guys. So many people ask, will I be able to get pregnant? I'm over 35. Even some people, once they're 30, they start freaking out and they message us. They're like, I'm over 35. What can I do to help support my fertility? And here's where to start with that. Now, since I'm live right now, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. Even if you're watching this video recorded, you can put questions in the comments and we get back to every single one of our every single one of your questions. We're here to connect, to help you, to help empower, support, and educate. Hey, Vimbai, nice to see you. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. This is fun too. It's fun for me. I had to get the lighting right because my office is not the brightest room in the house. But anyways, let's get on to the tips. So the first things first. So women over 35. So there's a couple things to think about. There's some women who it doesn't matter what age they're going to be. Everything is perfectly right for them to get pregnant. They don't have much to overcome. So just because you're 35, you're over 40, doesn't mean you're automatically going to have issues getting pregnant. There's plenty of women who it's perfectly fine. But there's a couple different things to kind of know. And the first place is to know where you're starting from. So what that means is know where you're at, kind of get a scorecard for where you're at. If you're just now ready to start trying to conceive, there's a couple things. The first is know where you are hormonally. So if you've been fertility charting, that's going to be a huge insight to what's going on, because you need to know, 1, are you ovulating? 2, how's your luteal phase? Do you have any type of hormonal issues? Do you have adequate progesterone? Do you have any type of hypothyroidism? That's a huge issue currently in our culture, at least in the United States. And so many women are going undiagnosed of thyroid issues, and it totally affects fertility and the ability to maintain a pregnancy. All of those things are signs that you can see when you fertility chart. And then you can go ahead and talk with your doctor about it. If you're like, hey, my temperature has been low for long periods of time consistently, you might want to get your thyroid checked out. If you're not having a rise after ovulation because you're charting every day and taking your temperature, you're not having that rise, you might want to get your progesterone tested. Or now there's progesterone testing that you can do yourself, which is so awesome. That test is called Prove. I think it's PROOV. They also have a new test coming out that will tell if you're about to ovulate, and then will confirm ovulation. So that's super exciting too. Like, the technology is catching up to our needs finally, right? So knowing where you're at. Also, don't be afraid to go see a reproductive endocrinologist to get testing done. I wouldn't suggest testing being done by your general practitioner, because they may not know the current numbers for progesterone. They may not know the current numbers for hypothyroidism, because that's changing all the time. The normal number used to be 8 and it's now 1. So, depending on how up to date they are in different things. A reproductive endocrinologist is also the same doctor that would be performing IVF, IUIs. So their whole world is fertility. But you can go to them just to get that information, get that testing done, and know where to start. The second place to start from is, it has to be diet. Diet has to be something that is focused on and that is looked at. But there's a couple areas specific for women who are over 35, 40 that I definitely want you to be aware of. And, when you're making your food choices. Cora cannot wait to get pregnant. Ruth says, I'm 30. Hi, I'm 30 and I'm 38. So maybe the partners are 30 and 38 and wanted to know if you can still be able to get pregnant. So that's what we're talking about. Is how to determine kind of where you're at. At those ages, why not? But it's good to know where you're at. IBIS is asking how to avoid miscarriage and early pregnancy. That's a whole nother topic that I can talk about. Emily, experiencing spotting between periods. Yes, that could mean something and not mean something. And then Ruth is experiencing hot sweats. And she just turned 38. Yes. So all of those are different signs of hormonal shifts and hormonal things that are happening. So one of the reasons I say about getting testing done, especially if you're over 40, is you just need to make sure that you have not begun menopause. Because some straight talk is if you've begun menopause, there's nothing natural we can do to stop it and to reverse it. So it's just good to know where you're at. Some women start menopause much earlier than others. A lot of women don't start menopause till they're in their 50s. But it's good to know before you kind of charge ahead and just know what your options are. There are still options, even if you have begun menopause, just not using herbs and things like that. So focusing on diet when you're over 35, there's a couple different factors. You want to make sure that you are flooding your body with antioxidants. You want to have antioxidants coming at you all day long. Antioxidants have to actively be in the blood to work. It's not like you just take some steps towards having more antioxidants in your diet and then you're good for the rest of the month. It's something you have to constantly do. So they're constantly part of your bloodstream, fighting off free radicals. They're always there to help protect your cells. The reason antioxidants are so important is they protect cells. Our eggs are the largest cell in the human body. The sperm is a cell as well. So helping to protect the integrity of the DNA of those cells is of the utmost importance. Now, the cycle of a cell is 90 days. I'm going to try to keep all this as simple as I can, but we have to get geeky for a second. So the cycle of an egg is 90 days. What you're doing right now for your health and your body is affecting the egg you will ovulate 90 days from now. And it's similar for men as well. So there is a window of time when you actually do have an effect on the health of your egg because it is now exposed to the environment you've created for it. What you're putting in your body can help to make an impact. So that's one reason antioxidants are so important. You can find antioxidants in foods that are very colorful. So anything that's red, purple, the more purple you can get, the better. There's hardly any foods that are purple and blue, but those ones you want to eat as much of that, like blueberries, as you can. Reds, oranges, yellow, anything that's vibrant is going to be high in antioxidants. Whole foods are the only place that you're going to find that. You can also, I personally would supplement with an antioxidant blend. That's why I formulated one, so that you're getting ample amounts and you constantly have the different types of antioxidants in your system because they all do different things. They're kind of like enzymes. They all do different things. The next thing is going to be to make sure that you're eating a diet that's high in fiber. And if any of you see my videos before, you're already like, yes, we know you're obsessed with fiber. But fiber is going to help the body to cleanse itself of excess hormones. It's also going to help to regulate blood sugar levels, which is very important for hormonal health. I have tons of videos on diet, so I won't go too much into fiber. On fiber, so I won't go too much into that. But you just want to basically eat a diet that's very high in nutrients, so you're constantly supplying your body with those nutrients. And when the egg during that cycle is exposed, you have a healthy environment that it's being exposed to. Now, there's the flip side of that. You want to reduce the toxin load that you're experiencing and that you're putting into your body as well. So cigarette smoke, overconsumption of alcohol, high levels of stress, chemicals found in the household. I'm going to go into that topic a whole lot more soon. That's like one of the current areas that is just, my mind was blown when I started learning about the different chemicals in our house cleaners and candles and just different things. And I have solutions for that. So don't worry, it's not going to be like depressing, but it does make an impact. So the things that you're constantly in contact with on a day in, day out basis can have a negative effect, right? Those chemicals can mimic hormones within the body. So you don't want to have too much estrogen in your body because you're exposed to these hormones and you're having all these issues with your cycle and yada, yada, ovulating. So reducing the toxin load, managing stress. Too much stress puts us in fight or flight and it increases our cortisol. That has a whole effect on our hormonal cycle as well. Hormones affect the maturation and the release of an egg for ovulation. So that can have an effect on it as well. A couple of tips for that is to have some type of stress management program. This is something I'll go into much greater detail in here in the coming days because it's another area I'm very passionate about. But having some type of tool with you. So for instance, one of my main things is I use essential oils. I will always have, I should show you the bag. Oh, it's not in here. I'll bring it to when I do another live. I have a bag that me and my husband call the H bag, Heather's bag. It is just packed with essential oils. It's packed with like all my little things that I need for in the moment stress relief. If someone has an upset tummy, if you have a headache, whatever it is, I've got something in there for it. I love them because they're so portable. But so that's what I use. I carry around for my stress management, because stress isn't going to go away, but having something in place so that when it happens, it can be your go-to. I love essential oils for that because they're super easy to use. There's also herbs and extracts that you can use in the moment, because helping to manage that stress is going to overall help to improve hormonal health within the body, right? And our experience of life. We want to have a good time and a good life. In the meantime, it's not just always about, becoming a mom, even though it's like the main focus right now, but managing that stress, because it's always going to be coming. Okay, so before I go into the next topic, I will look at some of your comments. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of them. Is it okay to take preconception multivitamin with maca? Yes. So multivitamin is awesome. I would definitely be taking a multivitamin. I personally find maca to be great, depending on the type that you're using. Quality always makes a difference. That is why we have our own supplement company, because quality makes all the difference. Your body doesn't make pregnenolone, and you take it every single day for PSM45. Veronica says that. Vimbai is 36, and she's got a scheduled IVF in December, and you want to get get healthier for egg quality. That's awesome, Vimbai. Yay. I also do want to mention, everyone is welcome here. If you're preparing for medical fertility treatments, welcome. If you're going all natural, welcome. These are all tools you can use regardless. You just want to make sure that the steps that you take prior to your IVF, you're doing for as long as you can, at least 3 months ideally, but you're not overlapping them with any of your fertility medications, especially if you're using herbs. Now, if you want to know more about egg health quality, I have a guide. Let me get the link for you. It's called egghealthtips.com. You can go there. It's a checklist where you can go and find all the steps that you can take to help to support your egg health. I go into greater detail on how that works, why each thing is helpful. You can go to egghealthtips.com to get that free download. You've been taking NAC. Great. That's a great antioxidant. Shannon's been using Emerita twice a day after ovulation. So that's a progesterone cream that we carry for hopeful pregnancy. She's also 43. Should she continue doing that, or just once a day? Is it effective as fertility? So progesterone cream is, I don't know the instructions on the Emerita, but whatever the suggested use is after ovulation until your period is great if you have low progesterone. So too hard to answer that question without a lot more information. Let's see. Doctor says your last her doctor says that the last pregnancy had an issue with chromosome abnormalities. Yeah, so that's one of the most common reasons for miscarriage. And unfortunately, I mean, that's how nature is designed, so that we can have the healthiest offspring as possible. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. That must have been really, really hard. Janice is asking what she can do about her progesterone. That's something that we'd have to talk about privately. Diane watched my video on Vitex 2.5 years ago, and it worked wonders. Yeah, awesome. Her son will be 2 this month. You changed my life. Thank you for doing what you do. Diane, congratulations. That's so awesome. 2 years old is super fun. They're like super mobile. That's great. That's so awesome. Vitex is pretty amazing stuff. Like, thank goodness Vitex was put on this earth, right? What about 40 plus? Fadumo, that's what we're talking about, 35, over 40. It's all going to be the same stuff, because it's all going to be focused around supporting egg health and removing the elements from our life and our lifestyle that could be causing issues. Let's see. Okay, so there's so many comments. Thank you for doing the response. You're welcome. Is cod liver oil good for fertility? It's a wonderful supplement to help to support healthy omega-3 levels within the body. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to my topic, because there's so many comments here that I will just have to do videos on these. You guys are leaving awesome comments. But if this is helpful to you, let me know. I'm getting people in from Facebook and YouTube at the same time, so there's so many comments. But just let me know if this is helpful, if you like these lives, if you like this type of format. But I have 2 more things I want to talk about before we're done. Okay, so the next thing is to cleanse the body and cleanse the home. So this has been such a helpful element for all of our clients that we've worked with over the last 13 years, is to start with a fertility cleanse. Fertility cleansing is something that helps to support the body in its natural function and detoxification. This isn't some weird hippie thing. It's just something the body naturally does, and the herbs in this program help to do that. So cleansing the body so that you're kind of doing a reset, helping the liver to metabolize excess hormones, helping the uterus to have better circulation so there's a healthy home in preparation for conception. And then the next is also cleaning the body in the home. I'm going to be talking a lot more about that and how to do that, but making sure the things that you have in your home aren't causing more harm and preparing your home for a healthier pregnancy. And then the last is to help support egg health. So a lot of these tips are how to do that, but really focusing in on that. But egg health is going to be one of the most important areas, and then reducing that toxin load. Again, you can find more info about supporting egg health at egghealthtips.com. If you want to learn more about cleansing, you can go to fertilitycleanse.com. I have a whole fertility cleansing guide that I just updated this week that you can find there that goes into greater detail on all of that. So those are my main tips. If you're getting started and you're 35 years, 40 years and older, and you're wanting to support your fertility, those are the first areas to look at. In the Egg Health Tips Guide, there's going to be a lot more information, but that's a good place to start. We also have tons of information on our website at naturalfertilityinfo.com, and we're always, adding more information there. A couple more questions here. A lot of these are really specific and hard for me to just answer during a video. But let's see. Kalila is asking, is there anything you can do besides clomid to ovulate? There's a lot of different things that a person could try. Yes. That can be a topic. I have videos on, let's see, you're on YouTube. I have videos on YouTube about that already, but it's something that I'll always be talking about, because there are definitely things that you can do to help support the body with regular ovulation. There's a lot of different reasons why, so there's not just one specific answer to that. But yes, that's one of the main issues that we see people experiencing. Emily, she says that she's been watching, this is what she says, she's been watching you for a while as well. Help me get rid of endometriosis pain, have been continuously working on increasing my progesterone. That's awesome, Emily. I'm so glad that you're experiencing relief. Oh, that's awesome. Bree is 33 and is experiencing fibroids. I'm not going to address that in today's video, but that's definitely something that we can talk about in a future video. Mary, she just signed up for consultation and you're waiting. Mary, if you don't hear back from us, email, because you should have gotten a whole link for your intake form and all of that. So if there's some type of technical issue, please let us know. And she says, thank you so much for all the info. You're very welcome. There's someone who's asking, she did the cleanse around March of this year. How often can you cleanse? We generally say ideally twice a year, 6 months apart would be how frequent. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm trying to keep these somewhat short and super helpful, but if you have a topic that you would like covered in these lives, I'm going to be doing them pretty frequently. I'm trying to do them Monday through Friday, just to connect and have a way to get quick information to you guys, to help keep you going, to help you see the results that you need, and to most importantly, help empower you so that you are healthy for your upcoming pregnancy and you experience the healthiest pregnancy that you can. Again, thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.